call meeting in order. This is a special session of the Alleman City Council. Let's call a roll call.
Scott Andreas. Scott Rosenberg.
President Diamond. Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Lawrence Stankham.
Here.
You have a quorum, sir.
Okay, we got a quorum. Action discussion items. First thing on the agenda is a motion to consider change order 1 with Gianni Uccini of Beaster and Kemp. Gianni, you're up.
Hello, everyone.
As you talk.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Well, all right. Thank you guys for calling this meeting and including us on it.
Can you turn that light on? Is that working?
We can go away. Discussed, which was regarding a change in, mainly a change in pipe material, so we could continue the original alignment of the storm sewer in front of the trees on the corner of 141st Place and 4th it is, and as well as 141st Place and 5th, just to avoid working in people's yards and avoid just extra excavation close to those foundations of those houses and working outside the right of way. If there was any additional questions, we're happy to answer. If anyone needed any further clarification, just let us know.
I have a question.
I have some questions. All right.
I'm Barry Smith, counsel, I'm here tonight. What was the cause to change the effect? We're 3 months late in this project, and we just found out a couple of weeks ago. What caused this to happen? Was it a pre-planning meeting that everybody didn't get together and understand exactly what was going on? Because we need to change the effect of this happening and costing the city more money. We need to get to a point. We have several other projects that we're going to come up into, and we really don't need to be doing what's happening here. So, cause and effect. Can we change it?
Change the,
What
Change
caused
the
this
current-
to happen, to get to this point this late in the game? And how can we change the effect so it doesn't cost the city money and prolong a project that should have started months ago?
the change came after review with Des Moines Waterworks, and it's policy to stay with outside of 10 feet horizontal separation.
We understand all that. We've read the paperwork. Was it a pre-planning meeting that the entities didn't understand your regulations of not doing that? Who was this? Who's the person or company that didn't do their job and prolong this situation? I guess I gotta be the bad guy. I want to know the cause so we can change the effect down the road for future projects.
I'll try.
And
I'll try.
I might defer to you if you have a.
So whether it happened now
Well, that's
or
as
whether
far
it
as
happened
the beach,
before,
yeah.
it would have still cost us the same amount of money. I understand what you're saying as far as time. I understand that completely. I think it was, I think the way my understanding was, I'm not taking blame, not putting blame, not anything. My understanding was it was the Des Moines Waterworks that didn't get involved in the proper time.
There you go.
We would have still had this cost, whether it was now or 6 months ago. The cost would have been the same, because otherwise that cost would have just been built in. We just wouldn't have a change order and the project wouldn't have been.
So it would have been in the original,
It would have been in the original.
but we let it go 3 months.
It was an unknown.
It was known. It was just not, somebody didn't do their job. When my job's not done right, I'm in big trouble because we're protecting a lot of people.
Okay.
So this is Forrest. This is Forrest with East Stankham. Jet Drain was only planning on starting. They were planning on starting until after the 4th of go on. So this change did cause jet train to start a couple weeks later than they were planning. We looked at the schedule that they have, we'll still be able to get the asphalt done yet this fall for the streets. And you're right, we should have Des Moines Waterworks involved sooner than we did.
Let me interject here for just a moment, if I could, please. Scott Andreas, council. After we learned of this change order, I did some digging around with Logan. Actually, Logan did the digging around, and he came up with was this material that much more expensive? Was it within? Because the first thing that came to mind was it seemed awfully ironic that the change order was right up but against what was allowed in the contract for the change order. So I was a little suspicious and skeptical about that right out of the gate. However, after doing some research, Logan found that those numbers that the increase were seemed to be in line. However, my question is this: 10 feet seems to be the number that's causing people trouble. Two-part question there. Does that take into consideration both horizontal and vertical? And B, it's my understanding that we own those pipes, and if it's simply a policy, can't we override that?
So the 10 feet is horizontal, it's not vertical. I think it's 18-inch, foot and a half vertical is all. Deanna, is that right?
I believe it's 18 inches vertical, yeah.
So, yes, you could override that with the distance of 10 feet, but because that's Des Moines Waterworks policy, I hate to override that, and then all of a sudden, I don't know, something happens where some water gets contaminated or something, and all of a sudden people start pointing fingers at this.
Well, I guess my understanding was that the material that we're going to be changing to is the same material that they use for water supply, potable water supply. Couldn't that cause some confusion down the road when people start digging for these pipes?
Yes, it could, but, we're gonna have everything pretty well, when we will have as-bills, identifying where all the pipes are, but there is that potential. It'll have tracer, does the water main have tracer wire on it, Logan?
Yeah, it does. The new, the old that's abandoned does not, but it's a different material, so we won't have to worry about that.
So I guess my final question is kind of a follow-up, but how close are we? Are we talking that the plan is 1 foot away and we really need to be looking at this? Or are we talking 8.5 feet and it really isn't that big of a deal?
Aren't we like 3 feet away or something?
That's what I'm double checking right now. It's probably closer. Yeah, probably 3 feet along the west side of 4th, and then on the south side of 141st place, it's closer to 3 feet as well, because that's where we're on 140 or along 4th on that west side. We're avoiding working under the power line that's existing along under overhead electric, and then on the south side of 141st place, in between 4th and 5th Street, we're avoiding cutting the roots of those trees and trying to just use the existing ditch to place the pipe in. So that puts us with like 3 feet away from the water main roughly.
Okay, fair enough. My questions have been answered. Thank you.
Yep.
The depth of the water main and the depth of our storm sewer, what would they be?
5 foot for the main, and I don't think we're going nearly that far, so,
60 inches.
yeah, maybe.
And what's the storm sewer going down? That's only 5 foot.
Storm sewer will be down 5 foot.
No, storm
There's
sewer
gonna
will
be
not.
different elevations where the locations is, where the ground comes down, where the water flows to, it all changes. It varies.
Yeah, because you have a difference between the ditch and one residence.
So 5 foot, that's the bottom of the water main, or that's the top?
You've seen the ditches, if you look at along 141st place, if you look right there, you'll see, you know, one of them's got a, you know, maybe a 1.5, 2 foot drop, the other one's got a 3 foot drop, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's gonna depend on that,
So
how,
nobody knows the number of the storm sewer. I'm not getting a number.
You might not get a number until they shoot the grade through the old one, existing one.
Well,
They
they-
see the fall list from this one to this one.
They gotta have an idea.
They'll get it when they start excavating. They'll start at a certain point.
Well,
What's
what's
the
the-
benchmark? I don't know what the benchmark is.
Forrest, what'd you say, Forrest?
There is about, maximum about 2.5 feet of excavation below the current ground for where the storm sewer is going in. And then there will be 3.5 to 4.5 feet of cover over it when it's in the ditch. In the most extreme cases. Minimum cover over the water main is around 2 feet.
Okay, there you go. That works for me. I just wanted,
Very good. Any other, questions, concerns?
I would like to make a motion to move forward with change order number 1.
I'll second. All in favor, roll call.
I,
Andreas?
Aye.
Thank you.
Very good. Item number 2, motion to consider resolution 2025-042 is a resolution authorizing repairs on 134 Avenue, the west portion, which has been done.
so you guys already voted.
Wait a minute, I got a motion, I got a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, we got a second, and then we'll discuss.
I'll second.
Okay, now, discussion.
You guys already voted on the project as a whole with the patching included. We were unaware of how much patching was gonna be. We didn't know if it was gonna be 400 square yards, 600 square yards. We anticipated it was gonna be pretty up there. We got away with 170 square yards, so really, really cheap. We ended up really lucky on this one, so.
Saved us a little bit of money.
Quite a bit.
They included a square yard price or whatever that movement
Yep.
was in their proposal.
Yeah, and actually, it was lower than, and what they're charging right now, so we gotta see what we do.
Make the motion, accept it, move on.
Second. Where it's on the table. We're gonna go with vote. Okay, roll call vote.
Mr. Andreas?
Yes.